where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Transformers fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today is part 1 of the Walmart exclusive, those words, the Walmart exclusive Velocitron Speedia 500 collection. So, this was a pretty cool collection of figures. Almost none of these characters were in the Speedia 500 race. And some of them just don't make sense to be in it, honestly. But yeah, here we're starting off with part 1. I kind of divvied them up rather than do 8 individual reviews. I kind of divvied them up into little groups. For example, we got 2 Diaclone characters in this set. So the part 1 is going to be the Diaclone review, where we're reviewing Clampdown and Burnout. And then part 2 is going to be the Generation 1 review. I'm undecided as to if it's going to be Generation 1 and 2, because we have 2 Generation 1 characters, and we have 1 Generation 2 character who doesn't really pair off with anybody else. So I haven't quite decided if I'm going to put Cosmos, Hauler, and Road Rocket in the same video, or if I'm just going to do Cosmos and Road Hauler in part 2. But stay tuned for part 2, because you'll know as soon as that video goes live. That's when we'll know. I'll pretty much decide on the fly, I think. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, today we're doing the Diaclones because, well, before anything else in Transformers happened, well, Diaclone happened. Diaclone was a toy line in Japan, and some guys over in Hasbro were like, you know what? Those look pretty cool. Let's import some of these toys for this thing we're trying to do called the Transformers, basically. I mean, that's not exactly how it happened, but those are the Bob notes of how it happened, you know. So, Clampdown here is what basically led to Red Alert, and Burnout is what led to Skids. And coincidentally, Burnout can also double as your Shattered Glass Skids. Not so much Shattered Glass Red Alert here. I think his pre-existing color scheme is a little different, if I remember correctly from Clampdown. I'll have to double check, but I think it's a little different, so I don't think he could be your stand-in Shattered Glass Red Alert, but he can definitely be your Shattered Glass Skids if you need a Shattered Glass Skids in your collection. There you go. We're going to start off with Clampdown, though. Clampdown's cool. Another reuse of that Siege / Kingdom Sideswipe mold. I mean, they only changed it ever so slightly for the Earth mode. He didn't get a spoiler, and when they repainted him and added the flashing lights on the top of the car for Red Alert in Kingdom as the Walgreens exclusive, they still didn't add a spoiler, even though they both have a spoiler in Generation 1. Now, Clampdown is the counterpart to the Generation Selects Diaclone Deep Cover that we got in, what, was it this year or 21? I think he came out 2021. So, he is a counterpart. They are, in a sense, partners in, I guess, the Diaclone Transformers fiction, now that Diaclone's starting to have a larger and larger presence within Transformers, even though it was its own thing. So, pretty cool. Again, he's a police Lambo, which, I mean, enough said. That's super awesome. You know, if you're gonna be driving a cop car around, it should be a really cool one. Make those car chases interesting, you know. I mean, you're not going to get very far if you're running from a Lambo in a high-speed police chase. Now, granted, you got to be really careful as a police officer driving a Lambo at high speeds, because it's made of basically paper at that point. But, yeah, still, really cool. Not really a whole lot going on with the box. He got some Clampdown artwork there. He's using his flashing lights on his weapon as an axe, or yeah, maybe like an axe, maybe like a pickaxe type weapon over here on the side in the artwork. You got toy pictures on the side there, and that's pretty much it for Clampdown in the box. Oop. And there's his weapon accessories. Now, they come wrapped in tissue paper, like Hasbro's been doing now with a lot of windowless packaged stuffs. His shoulder rocket comes wrapped in tissue paper. His rifle comes wrapped in tissue paper. And so does his flashing lights, actually, because these just peg on. So all of this comes wrapped in tissue paper together when you open it up. But here he is in card mode. He looks pretty sweet in card mode. I like how they displayed them in card mode in these packages, because I much prefer to end the video reviews of Transformers in robot mode, because that's how I display my stuff. I know there's some collectors out there who like to display in vehicle mode, and that's all right too. But he looks awesome. He's got the shield with the Autobot logo right there in the center. I actually really like that. It does say Cybertron on that right above the Autobot insignia. You've got police on the side. You've got another similar badge-like insignia in small and in blue. And then you've got the Autobot insignia in like the center of the star on that, which is pretty cool. He does roll really fast. I mean, and of course he rolls fast. He's a Lambo. Come on. Transformation is just like every other figure released in this mold. I'm pretty sure at this point we're well past the Siege Seeker mold in count, because there was the regular Siege Sideswipe, the Netflix box, the blue Cybertron deep cover, the Tiger Track figure, the G2 Sideswipe figure, Earth Mode Sideswipe in Kingdom, Diaclone deep cover, and this one, Clampdown. Okay, maybe we're not past the Siege Seekers, because I can't think of any other. Oh, Siege Red Alert, Netflix box Red Alert, Kingdom Red Alert. We're at 11. Almost forgot about Red Alert, and I was totally talking about Red Alert earlier. If you can think of any more past those 11, though, let me know, because I think the Seekers only went up to 10, because there was regular Starscream, Premium Finish Starscream, Thundercracker Skywarp, the Rainmakers makes 8, Red Wing, Sparkless, Shatterglass Starscream makes 10, and Hot Link makes 11. So I guess, okay, no, I guess we're tied now. So by my count, we're tied. So we caught up then. We didn't pass them, but we caught up. But if anybody thinks of any other Siege Mold Seekers that I forgot to mention, comment those too. Transformation, like I said, just like the others. Open up these door flaps here on the side. We're going to fold up his little ab plate right there. Now you can see the robot mode head. We're going to open up the shin panels right here. Then we're going to bring the legs down. That's going to push these little sections in the back of the car, which are going to help us push the robot mode feet out, and then just close the shins back up, and then straighten up the legs. Rotate that waist around, because this is going to be the front of the robot. Bring those arms out. Bring them up so that you can close these panels in all the way now, because those get closed into the robot mode. Bring this down. Fold out the hands. And that's it. Nice and simple. If it's not broken, don't fix it. I mean, I don't mind repaints so much if that character does exist or was a previously established character. I like that Hasbro's going back and doing a lot of the Diaclone stuff too. I think that's pretty cool. Of course, you can put his shoulder rocket there. There's his blaster, just like all the other figures in this mold. And for comparison, here he is next to his partner in the Diaclone version of the Cybertron Police deep cover. Now, of the pair, I like deep cover a little bit more than I like Clampdown, just because I love this black and blue color scheme, and I like the gold insignias on deep cover. I never reviewed the Generation Selects deep cover, but here's a little impromptu minor review, I guess, right now of him. It's exactly the same mold, same accessories, with the exception of the flashing lights, and he's black and blue. But yeah, I really, between the two, I prefer deep cover. But they are a pair. You do got to get them both together. So, really awesome. More Diaclone stuff, Hasbro. More Diaclone stuff. Next up, here we have more Diaclone stuff. Here is Burnout. And this is just a repaint of, like I said, Skids here. And it does have a different... I didn't transform him yet. It does have a different head sculpt. So, yeah, there you go. You got some awesome artwork there. There he is holding his Energon blaster axe thing. Comes with the same accessories as Skids. Now, I don't think it actually removed his accessories yet. I had it. Again, tissue paper. Let go. Let go. There we go. I guess the nice thing is about the whole tissue paper is if people start panic buying toilet paper for any reason again, at least you got that, right? For however long it'll last you. It's definitely thinner than 1-ply, but hey, worst comes to worst. There you go. All right, same blasters as Skids there. Same Energon axe weapon. They didn't even change the color. It would have been, I feel like it would have been cooler if Hasbro had cast it in a translucent red plastic just to kind of set it apart from the one that came with Skids. Again, I have not transformed him yet. Wait, stop it. Yeah, just to set it apart. Now, at the very least, now you can dual wield these if you have both figures with one of the characters or with a different character. So, there's that. All right, here he is. He can roll not quite as fast as Clampdown because he's a little hatchback car, not a Lambo. And I love that he's got the little red stripe that the original Diaclone figure had. I've seen a lot of memes and stuff about making this guy into the A-Team van, and I'm all for it. Let's make that crossover happen. I mean, Hasbro was killing it with some really, really cool, you know, pop culture movie crossovers there for a minute. And the last one we got was the Jurassic Park 2-pack, which was last year. It's been a little while, and we haven't even had any new announcements yet for any more. And there's so many others fans really want. In the same vein as doing a van, I want a mystery machine. Really, really want a mystery machine. What's a crossover figure you would love to see in Transformers? Something you wouldn't ordinarily collect because maybe you only collect the Transformers line, and that's your way into still collecting something. Like, for example, I don't personally collect Ghostbusters. I've done several Ghostbusters reviews here on Bay 12, but that doesn't go in my collection when I review it. That usually goes into Mikey's or somebody else's collection that's part of Bay 12. But I did collect the Transformers Ectotron because I thought that was super cool, and that's my way of collecting Ghostbusters without collecting Ghostbusters, you know? Alright, so here he is. Here's Burnout. Awesome vehicle mode. Transforms exactly the same as Skids. Start with opening these doors here on the side. Then we're going to pull down on this leg section here. As you can see, there's not a whole lot to this transformation. Bring these arms forward. Rotate them out. There's the head. We're just going to, oh, great. Bring the top of the car out on that double hinge. Then we can rotate the head down. There's the waist. Rotate that forward. Rotate the legs down. Split the legs. Bring up those shin flaps or shin guards. And then just kind of collapse the top of the car onto the back. Angle those doors however you like because they look like wings and that's cool. And then we're going to rotate the shoulders forward, rotate that down, rotate that around, and rotate that around. And there you go. There's Burnout, or Shattered Glass Skids, whichever you want him in your collection to be, or both if you're buying two. He is 2 to a case. There he is in his robot mode. and he looks awesome. You can give him all of his weapons, just like you can Skids. You can even combine the blaster weapons, just like you can Skids, like so. I actually really like that. That looks so cool. So glad they made it to where I could do that. And then you can give him his little Energon axe or blaster. That was the other cool thing about the Energon blaster axe thing, is it doubled as 2 different weapons. For comparison, here he is next to Legacy Skids, so you can see those guys side by side. I kind of hope that with this Legacy line that we get a 2-pack, maybe even as a Generation Selects, maybe not mainline, but a 2-pack where I think it was Takara did it as maybe an e-hobby exclusive, where they did a Skids and Mudflap with the original Skids mold in the Skids and Mudflaps color from Bayverse, and they gave them some different weapons and different head sculpts and stuff. I kind of hope that maybe Hasbro does something like that. I think that would be kind of neat. I know there's a lot of fans out there who really want a Studio Series Skids and Mudflap, and that would be nice to finally have some properly scaled Skids and Mudflap figures, because they're not big. They're very small, and the toys for them are... Oh, I did forget something. Just remembered. Fold those wheels in on the bottom of the feet. Okay, now he's done. There we go. I knew something wasn't quite right. Yeah, I think that would be cool, but who knows? Fingers crossed. We'll just keep on waiting. We'll see. Hopefully Hasbro has him. We just got a new The Fallen announced recently. He's up for pre-order. He looks amazing. So hopefully there's more other awesome Revenge of the Fallen characters coming, because we've got just about all of them at this point from Revenge of the Fallen, I think. Still need Skids and Mudflap, though. And he has the exact same articulation as the other Skids. Head is on a ball joint. Full motion on the shoulders. You can move that wing back so you get full clearance there. Up and down. Bicep, single jointed elbows. You've got a wrist swivel there. Waist, hips, single jointed knees, ankle joints, and Skids is probably the only figure from Wave 1 I didn't review. So Skids is pretty awesome. Great Skids. I know we've been waiting on a really awesome G1 accurate Skids. Not my favorite Skids toy. I love him for his G1 accuracy. I think he's great, but I would say my favorite Skids is still the Thrilling 30s IDW Skids. That is the coolest Skids ever. You will never change my mind. He had so many awesome hidden weapons and features, and you know, I'm a big fan of the IDW universe anyway, so, or the former IDW universe. So, there you go. Anyway, what do you think, guys? What do you think of the Diaclones? Were these ones must-haves? I know Clampdown was tough for a lot of fans to track down, because he was also one to a case much like Cosmos. But did you have to get the full Velocitron line, including both Diaclone characters, or were these 2 ones you skipped? Let me know in the comments what you thought about this one, and stay tuned for more. Again, wait, don't forget to watch Part 2, because Part 2 is going to be at least Generation 1, maybe Generation 1 with G2 Road Rocket as a tag-along, because I don't think I'm going to dedicate a whole video just to Road Rocket, and like I said, it doesn't really pair with anybody else, and and Scourge is the leader class, so he's going to get his own video. Anyway, stay tuned for Part 2. We'll figure out if Road Rocket's going to be with Holler and Cosmos in that review. If not, it'll just be Cosmos and Road Holler. Follow us on social media. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for our Bay 12 live sales that we do on our Facebook page, because there's all kinds of cool stuff, including some Transformers stuff sometimes. And we'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Transform and roll out.